Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just want to give you guys a full review of V75 again, because if you guys remember last time I did post one video about the backtesting day and what I was expecting, how I was looking at the markets, what's supposed to happen. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you do so. So I just want to show you guys the video. Let me search for it first, then I'll show you. Just a minute. What is the video? Okay, this is the video.
Power, performance, and consistent reliability.
1 minute. Okay, it is what it is. It's done. So this is the video. Let me reduce this one so that you guys can see the video. This is the video. If you haven't watched this video, make sure you do so, because inside this video I did explain what I was expecting. If you can check even from here, okay, let me do something like this. Okay, so if you can check, this was the level that I was expecting market to come and start buying. This area plus this line, you see this red line, was the area I was start looking at the market to come and buying, because according to me, this one was a liquidity. Market was building liquidity on this one. So if you haven't watched this video, make sure you come and watch it, because I did explain from liquidity to structure, how to get an entry, what you have to look at, and all those things are happening, you know, all the stuff there in this video. Just only this video can make you money. Only this video, if you focus on this video, it can make you money. So as you can check, everything was here. It's not like I just come and say no, market is gonna buy from here, whatever. And every time when I make a video, I always make sure I give you my view from what is going to happen next. Then from here, I'm gonna show you guys how you could be able to get the entry. Let's say, because you see, sometimes market is gonna get in this zone, maybe it's not buying straight from this zone, or market manipulate the zone. What confirmation do you wait for before you take a trade? I've already explained so many times about the explanation, what we have to look in the market, all those kind of stuff. So let me just go back to the chart. Let me go back to the chart. This is my chart. As you can check, it look messy. And let's say if you're using weekly time frame and you are thinking of taking the entry from weekly time frame, the only thing that you have to do is you take this candlestick, is the one I normally call the footprint. You see this candlestick, it's the one that I call footprint. And if you realize the level that, as I explained on the previous video, where markets come and respect, was this hidden base, the one we have here, because we break this area, we created this liquidity. You see this liquidity. So we create this liquidity, then markets run all the liquidity to come and buy from this area, because there was a break of structure somewhere here. But I still believe on these things to drop a bit, but we're gonna see. So far, because market respect this footprint, this rejection here, I'm still waiting for market to come and react from this area. So I believe market has to do something like this for them to come here. But let's see how they are going right now, because this one, when it went to the upside, it fell. So market was being stuck from this high to this low. So market is still stuck there. Then when you go, okay, let me just put the 50% of this one, because this could be the perfect area where you're supposed to look for the entry. Let's say the 50% is somewhere here. This is where we have the 50%. But all this rejection here is the one where we have our entry, where we are looking how we can take the entry. So the next things that you need to understand is just that, okay, market is doing what? Is buying from there. What is the characteristic of me taking the entry? You see, this is the area. Then you go to daily time frame. You see on daily time frame where this was all the rejection. And this is why, if you remember on the other video, I selected all these on, then I leave the line down there, because I was expecting that line for market to play. And the chart is just here, not even far. Let me see it. The chart is here. Do you see my line where it is? It's the same one on the video, because this is what I was expecting for market to come there and buy from there. And exactly market just get from where I wanted and buy already. So now I'm gonna show you guys, if you are not sure if market is going to buy from this box or market is going to buy at your line. So what do you wait for? This is what I want to try to explain right now. Then when market gets here, market touch my zone and start buying already. If you're a risk taker, you can take your entry already from here and your stop loss just below, because you know this area market won't run it. Why? Because it's a strong low. Why is a strong low? Because it breaks structure. You see, it breaks structure. Then it took already liquidity. So market took liquidity from this area, the one we call a stop hunt. Market took liquidity here, then market break structure. I say about this one on the previous video. I did explain to you guys what was happening and what I was expecting on all this area. I'll tell you guys that this one was liquidity and market has to come and run all of them. Yet this is what happened. Market just come here and run all of them. And if you check the trap, the one that was here, because here there was this support become resistance, whatever, then market create another liquidity. If you check here, we have what we call the SR flip. This is the one, sorry, RS flip. I'm sorry guys. Here somewhere we have the RS flip. What is happening? We have the RS flip where resistance becomes support. Then market give almost 2 days of buying. Then the next day it went almost 3 days of selling. Plus we have this pressure here, then market drop. So next time if market just come down, where I'm going to expect for market to buy again is going to be this area. This is where I'm going to expect market to buy. If we could go again more the downside, so I'm going to look at this area to come and fill this imbalance, the one that is there. You see this buy pressure, almost 4 days of just buying crazy. Then we are not there. Let's say we found this is our decision point on daily time frame. Then we can go to H1. We go to H1 and see, okay, is there any significant level? And more special, I look at H4. Let's say if I get H4 like this, you see this is my H4 where I have all my zone. Let me do something like this. Where I have all my zone, you see this is the zone. There I'm expecting to do it, to start buying. This is the block. Plus on this area we have the QML. As you can check, we have the low, we have the high, then we have the lower low. Then market goes to the upside. So what do we expect next? We're expecting market to do it, to come and give us a reaction on our QML level. So this is my H4 block aligned with my QML zone, plus this one is gonna act as the MPL. What do you wait for? Then you wait for market to come and react at your zone. Then you can go to M15 inside your zone to see what is happening there. How do you take the entry? Here comes the nice story, what I like when we call a confirmation. So what we call a confirmation is the same stuff like guys, the one that you know already. Let's say markets just come to the downside. This is your level where you have, let's say, your block. There is things that we need to look if you are not the type of trade that rush the trades. So there is things that you have to look. You see how market is gonna build a sort of liquidity from there. Then market has to come. Let's say this is the first type, the one that I look the most. And sometimes people, they say, it's taking time, whatever, I could just get here. You can get an entry here only if you know the candlestick pattern. I'm going to show you guys how you can take the entry with the candlestick pattern just for you to rush the trade. Or if you want for confirmation, you want to see market change the character. So market has to break this high, then this one become a strong low. Then when market is coming to the downside, market has to seek all the liquidity that was resting inside this range. Then let's say here, this is where there is your block. After they take out liquidity, then you take over. This is the first one that you have to look. And the second one that you want to look is, let's say this one gets already inside here and touch already your decision point. This is your decision point. Market touch it already. Then this one, when it come to the downside, so when it comes to the downside, it fell. It make what you call a stop, a shift in the market structure. Then when we break this high, you know already you get the confirmation for you to do it, to buy. And sometimes market is just gonna get here and start giving you what you call the Wyckoff stuff. Markets just accumulate orders. When they're done accumulating orders, what you're gonna wait is for the last point of structure when they give you the SOS. When market break that one and come to the downside, then you take your trade over. This is the reaction that happened on this area. Let me zoom again. This is the reaction that happened inside my zone where there was a QMN. All this was H4 block and daily imbalance price. Then you see all this manipulation that's happening here. And for people, let's say example, someone who's trading supply and demand is gonna look at this one, can even say, okay, 3D, I get the confirmation, or they just gonna connect, let's say like this, and say, okay, market touch for the first time, second time, this is the third time, then I'm going to take over. Or what you need to wait for is the one like I call you guys, the candlestick pattern. This is the bullish engulfing. Do you see this candlestick was being engulfed by the other one? Then this one could be your entry. This one here could be your entry from here when market return back to come and test this area, because this area had already a strong pressure of buy. So this was like a fast reaction. Then when you wanna wait for confirmation, one thing that you need to understand is just that you need to go and start marking your point of structure. What is the last point that market show me direction that they want to buy or something like that, or sell like that? Then you want to mark all the measure points. Let's say you mark this area, you mark this one as your lower high, because this one is not just about the structure. I've already explained more about the structure. Then we break this area. You see this one, break the other one. Then we have this zone here. Then markets went again to the upside, give you this one. Then we come to the downside, we give this one here. This one was just liquidity. They grab that liquidity and drop. Then market give you this zone. You see this one here. This is the M15. Then we're gonna try to understand what was the structure in M15. Then we're gonna look again on H1. We're gonna look again on H4. What is happening there? M5 already. So if you go to M3, M1, you're gonna see already here there was already a break of structure and the market returned to the test. But this one, I'm just explaining to you guys how I use the macro zone, the one that is H4 decision point. Then I go to M15 for me to be able to understand where am I gonna take the entry. So this is the last lower high that give us this lower low. So for us to get a confirmation of saying market is going to do it, market is gonna buy, we need to see market take out this last point of structure, the one that give us the lower low. And this lower low, if you check why this lower low becomes strong, because it took out liquidity. It took out liquidity that was resting here. Then it prints all this manipulation that happened here. And when they did that on M5, you're gonna see there was again another break of structure there on M5. Or just in short, you can say this one become your what? Where we have resistance become a support, then you have to take over. So here already, what you're gonna do, you wait for market to break this high. Just keep your patience. Don't rush anything. If you don't know how to take on the candlestick pattern, just keep your patience, guys. Just wait for market to come back to you. Then here, market break. When you see market break structure already, I did explain on the previous video. So when you see market break this high, plus market is already take out liquidity, then we have that movement. The one push the market to the upside. What do you wait for? You wait for market to come back. And for you to understand again that market is gonna come back, you see this one. I explained on the previous video about what you need to know. This is a price cycle on itself. You're gonna see how many push to the upside. When they complete already their movement, you know already, okay, a reversal is going to happen. Check what happened. We have one, market retrace to come and test here. Then this is number 2, market correct. This is number 3. Then they give a reversal. If you go to M5, let me go to M5 and explain to you guys from there. so that you understand that I'm not making up story. I told you guys about the reversal pattern. This is the low resistance liquidity run. You see this market fell. It's like the one we call a shift in market structure. Market failed to take out this eye, react to this strong supply level, then market drop. And if you check again how many drop, you're gonna see for yourself. You open your eyes, you see it. Then this is what happened. So I get a confirmation of saying market is gonna do what? Market is going to buy. This is now a confirmation. Let's say if I'm someone who just wanna take a trade when I see the reaction, let's say from this block, this is wanna take my reaction already straight because I know this area is going to hold my price. I can take my trade straight when the market get here, or what I'm gonna do, I'll just go down, try to look for where there was a manipulation. If I have time, I can do that. But this drawdown doesn't have a problem. And if you check properly, do you see this rejection again? This one is the one that I've been explaining to you about the footprint. It shows already the direction that this market is going to buy. Then when you see something like this, what are you gonna do? From the open to 50% of this area, this is your zone where you have to do it to come and focus of you taking the entry, because this footprint is something strong. It's an indication that shows us that market is about to reverse. You can check anyway. Check example here. You see this one, market return to come and trade on the 50%. So it's happened like all over, but you need to understand where it happened exactly. It's not like when you see it everywhere, then you expect market to sell or market to buy. So it just requires you to understand what is happening and also follow your structure. Then this is why, because let's say here you're gonna say why market did not buy from here, because you know this is a structure point. Then when market is selling from here, there was no liquidity inside here, plus market has to seek the external liquidity. This is the one, and we have our decision point, the one that is here. So for market to come and run that one, this is what happened here. You see we have this rejection, then market try to buy, then market sell again. You know, for people that they're rushing here, they can say, no, market is gonna continue going down, market is rejecting, whatever they call it. Then market just come and start buying and take over. Let's say, you know, when you have a doji candlestick, the next candlestick that happen on the doji, this is why you have to take the entry. For people that they're using candlestick pattern, this is area where the focus to take their entry from here going to the upside. It's so simple, guys. We break again this eye. We break again this eye. What do you wait for? And also I forgot to explain to you guys about liquidity. This one was liquidity, and this is the one that allow market to come and buy from here. They induce this liquidity to come and buy from here. This is what we call the FTR, failure to return. This one failed to return to this area. So now what they did, they just come here, then market take over. Then here again, the same scenario, create liquidity. We have a strong sell, a strong buy pressure from here. Then order is resting here, market just come and take over again and again. Now check, let's say if we go now to H1, so that we know how do we have to buy again. You see market just get here, react to the zone. Again, from this level, we buy again. All the reaction you see in the market is not like when you see a reaction, the market is just gonna continue dropping more. Some blocks, they are just there because markets wanna react and continue again. So check how market was just taking over. You see, market just continue on taking over. Then if we check on H1, we're gonna say since market break this one, because all this was stacking inside from here to this low, so all the liquidity are trying to take them over. And right now I'm expecting market to come and react from here, because in the morning I sold from this area. I'm sure, let me show you guys. I sold from there, then I went out. I did not take like so long for me to wait. What is this chart? Just want to show you. Yeah, the chart is here, so let me reduce this one so that I can show you the chart. I took the first sell there. This is the first sell in the morning when I just wake up. You can even see my picture. I said when I wake up. So I took the sell from here because I saw markets return back after they break liquidity structure from here on M1. When it returned to retest, then I took the entry from there to come to the downside. And also I'm going to expect again to come and tell you why, because I saw there is a manipulation. So let me show you guys on the chart here, where I'm expecting to come and sell again from there. So what you have to see from here is just that, because my entry was here, do you see this one? Market buy. We know market's supposed to buy again when it's come down from here, but they fail. And they create this liquidity, the one that is here. FTR, it failed to go back to this high, because this one is a strong resistance and support at the same time. We call it SSR. So this is gonna be the level I'm going to expect to sell. I'm gonna sell from here, and my stop loss, it won't be big. It's gonna be here, because you don't know which area is gonna hold. You're gonna expect maybe market to come back to this area. I'm sure this one they've already filled the imbalance. Yeah, you see, they fill it. So that one for me is not valid. If market is not selling from this zone, meaning that market is gonna run all this area and is gonna come to this zone. So this is what I'm expecting right now. But I just want this one to pull a bit, because here we have a crazy liquidity, the one that is here, at least from here. But I'm gonna expect, and remember this one also is, I told you guys, I'm gonna wait for your market to come back to this zone, so that we can do it. We can buy again. Sorry, we can sell again. Oh, sorry, what am I talking? We sell and to buy. And if we check here, we have a QML that was being manipulated so far. We have the low, then we have the high, we have the lower low. What do you expect? Market's supposed to come here and react. So this is the confirmation of what I'm looking at the market right now at the moment, for me to take another entry, take it over and go to the upside. So guys, how do you do these things? It's just patience plus understanding your structure, understanding whatever is happening, higher time frame. All those things that are going to help you. There is no magic in Forex. Just what you know, backtest it, and do the necessary for you to get money out of it. I appreciate you guys. This is why I always try to make something for you, and I'm happy for you guys, because you're showing me your support, and this is why I'll never let you down. I hope someone is gonna watch this video until the end. If you watch the video until the end, just say something on the comment. I'll be happy to hear something from you. Sharp guys, enjoy.